Facebook, what's going on? What's going on? YouTube, what's going on? A little late starting today. We're gonna get it cracking. We're just gonna hold up for 1 second. We're gonna hold up for 1 second. Appreciate your patience. Facebook, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, we had a little technical difficulty. We just getting on. We're getting on a little late, man. This is Speak On It broadcast. We want to thank everybody that's going to be coming on soon. Getting everything set up here. Y'all just bear with me. Man, it's been an interesting week. We done had some things going on in the city. Um, that was off the chain, and and we just gotta speak on it. That's all. Um, we just appreciate everybody, just coming on, and we're gonna make sure we get this thing going in a minute. I hope everybody week was good. We're gonna get this thing going and get it popping. Um, so we're gonna get it going. We just waiting for Jay, and we're waiting for, for Black to come on, man. Um, Tonight, man, we're gonna speak on a subject that's been dealing we've been dealing with me and Black been talking about, and the subject is: are most relationships today based on love, or is it based on convenience? Is it based on love, or is it based on convenience? Uh, Today, we're gonna deal with that today, man. Here in Dallas, man, we had some sad news. Here in Dallas, we had a young lady get killed over a basketball game. Her friend, 31-year-old friend, and this guy that she ate with, fed, clothed, housed, ended up killing her. I think he struck her 4 times, man, and killed her because he lost a basketball game to this young lady here in Dallas, man. And it's a sad turn of events that our egos can get in the way. The ego can be dangerous, man. And in this case, this individual got that angry to kill his friend, a person that done so much for him, to clothe him, shelter him, and do all these things. He ended up killing her in the end because she lost. Um, he lost a basketball game. It's not that serious, man. It's really not that serious. We have to be held accountable, um, and I hope that the sister family get justice, and brother need to be held accountable for what he has done to this woman, to this young girl that's young, and she's a baby. Um, and he ended up killing her for no reason, for no rhyme or reason. Now we dealing. There was a tour with Mace, Jadakiss, and um, the members of the Locks. They were supposed to go on a tour called the 300 Monster Tour. Let me get let me get it what it get who the artists were on the lineup. Um, but it ended up getting canceled. And Mace blamed Mace blamed Diddy for canceling it because Diddy made claims that Mace owed him $3 million, and so Mace made a comment that it's supposed to come here. Mace made a comment about Diddy's mom, and I guess he had his hands around the scene. Um, and that's what happened, man, is that they canceled the tour. It's supposed to come here. But that's it's to be announced. May said that he was gonna go ahead and do it anyway, but he's upset with it's supposed to be Mace, Cameron, and Jadakiss, the three-headed monster tour, and it's coming to Bedford. They got a few shows here in Dallas, man, that they come to, man, and it'd be off the chain. And I see what be going on with it, so it's a pretty good thing, man. But that remains to be seen on what's happening with that. Man, was is going so much going on in the world right now that we have to be mindful of people. We have to really be mindful of people. Tia, Maury, or the twins from that hit TV show. I'm trying to see what show that was. I know they were on it with Marcus Houston. Um, she's filed for divorce from her husband, and just to, and he didn't cheat on her. He, Corey Hardy said he was blindsided by the divorce. He didn't cheat on her, and she just simply said she wasn't happy. Now we don't know necessarily what go on in people's lives, but I don't think marriage is not the easiest thing. I've never been married, but I don't think marriage is the easiest thing that you can engage into, and it don't take any work. Now you've been with this person for 14 years, and you're not happy. You know, would do you have to address something? What do you need to do to to make it right, or do you want to make it right? Sometimes people just don't want to make things right. So we trying to see, what's happening with that she just wasn't happy. I don't know, necessarily the details, and I get with the details, but for you to, just to have a divorce, and just do that, but it's just people want to move on, and she wanted to move on. A lot of times, people can kind of grow out of love with people. You can be with somebody for such a long time, and what's wrapped up is my happiness, and I want to be happy. But they got two children, and it's a debate. I was having some a conversation with some friends, and we were telling them back in the day, Medea and them, they had some things going on with Paw, but they stayed together for the sake of the family. They understood that their personal was negated. And I apologize if this going in and out. I'm having some issues with my internet. Uh, Jay, what's going on, man? Hey, I'm having some issues with the internet right now. Hey, could you hear me?
All right, now I can. Yeah, it keeps. Yeah, it's been going. It keeps going in and out.
Yeah. So that's where we at. So we just waiting on Black to come on in with the so we can do this discussion. Our most relationships today based on love, or are they mostly based on convenience? And I was just talking about when we were coming up. You seen our grandparents, they stay together for 30, 40, and 50 years. But you never know what they went through until we got older, what it took to stay together that long. And it wasn't always rocky, it wasn't always it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always, roses. Papa cheated, Mama cheated. Papa had some outside children sometime, but they seen the importance of keeping the family together and raising their children. But now people, they just want to be unhappy. Uh, what's going on, Black?
Hey, what's that? Which?
Yeah, my internet messing up on me. They doing some work over here, so my internet is down right now. So
Okay, so you got Austin on the line. What's that? And which? You got Austin on the line. He on there?
Yeah, he on there. Jay, could you hear me?
Hey, what's going on with it?
Oh, okay. What's that? What's that? Did I been in slow motion? Just coming back Monday from Florida. Slow motion.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
so
take back.
Yes, sir. Yes, right to it, man. And you asked this question: Are relationships today based on love, or is it based on convenience? So we're gonna talk about that tonight. Two gentlemen that's been in extensive relationships. What side of the fence you see people on nowadays? And because to be with somebody just for convenience, I mean, that's kind of hard on my end for me to be with somebody just for convenience. But it could be another dynamic to it. I don't know. So what's your thoughts on it, Black?
The traditional way of love, that relationships that we grew accustomed to growing up, watching grandma, probably the great grands, grandma, and mom and dad. I feel like that's overrated. That's not I mean, even back then you had situations where it was financial and for stability, but it's more of that, I feel, going on today.
Right.
I just feel like that I'm marrying him or her because I really love them.
Right.
Love only. I think that's kind of fading out of the door. It's still there, but it's rare.
Right.
Because they even was coming out with songs, and then when we get upset, or before you get in that relationship, you say love don't pay the bills.
Right.
You got to have a job to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Right.
So in some form, shape, or fashion, finance is gonna come in that. But then again, when you got two people that don't have the finances, like you stated on one of the earlier podcasts, it's a sexual, physical thing, which is still convenience.
Right.
So yeah, I think the traditional butterfly, I'm gonna love you for life, that marriage, the vows and things you say in marriage, I don't think that holds as strong today as it did yesterday.
Right. Well,
what you think, Jay?
Yeah, we continue to look at just one side of this. So what they say, 50% of marriages end in divorce, but we're not looking at the other 50%. So,
Right.
you know, as many as many failed marriages, there are as many successful marriages. So
Right.
when you this 50% that's failing, yes, they are in a relationship for something other than being in love. So we had a number of celebrities that have been in the news lately that have, you know, that are going for divorce, you know, and in those situations, people can't look at them and think, hey, that's how marriage is, because those aren't those aren't your everyday regular people. Those are people that are in the spotlight that have other agendas in a lot of cases, and a lot of those relationships are for situation purposes, whether it's publicity, whether it's combining this, or just because we look good together, or our publicist said, "Hey, let's do this." So you cannot take that as value for relationships um, in everyday life.
Right.
So yes, if your relationship um, is there for something other than love, then of course it's gonna fail. Unless that's your setup. You all need each other for whatever the reason is.
Right.
Then
Right. Right.
it can succeed in that way, but you're gonna forever feel empty in that relationship.
Right. 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 Do you think that marriage, um, in most religious structures, and I believe personally that marriage is an institution that was set up by God to unite and make families. But do you think that we made marriage more of a business nowadays, to
Well,
where we want to tie these two families together? Is it that one aspect of it as business?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, in some senses, back in the day, there were arranged marriages to combine families together for wealth reasons.
Right.
So, and even in some situations today, arranged marriages is the same thing.
Right. 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 Right.
But I think the initial premise for marriage, yes, was to be with someone that you're in love with and procreate out of the love from that marriage. But
Right.
it is a lot of marriages are now commercialized. They are for show. They are for riches, and you know, I don't, and they are for convenience in a lot of cases. So now you're finding rare situations where love is the instrument that's driving that marriage. But again, if you're in a relationship for anything less than love or being in love, then that is an empty marriage, and you're going to feel that, and it's going to be displayed in your face or in your actions or whatever it may be. And then eventually, once you succeed in whatever you're trying to succeed in, then you're eventually going to grow tired of that situation if you can get out of it and move on to something that is fulfilling for you.
Right. A lot of them stay in it because the question is, why do they stay in relationships knowing that they're not happy? And so that's the point. Like you say, the celebrities that just recently broke up, 14 years, I think. Um, at some point within that 14 years, she had to have known she wasn't happy. So I'm thinking, when you've been with somebody, I'm gonna say 5 years. When you've been with somebody 3 to 5 years, and y'all have grown accustomed to each other, especially married or living with them, but especially married. If they're your friend, they've been there for you through thick and thin. I feel like at some point you should communicate if the love is fading. Okay, because so like you say if they get in it for love, that's the 50% they got in it for love. That still end up in divorce. I think at some point, if you guys care about each other, you need to pause and say, this not working.
Right.
I'm not happy. And don't just say it when you're angry, because when we blurt out things when we're angry, that mate could take that as she just angry, she just saying this, or he just mad, so he's saying what, he's saying this. Then 2 days later, they make love, they take a trip, and everything fine. But deep down, one or the other, basically mostly the female, is still unhappy. So my thing is communication. Like I always preach, when that relationship start drifting, if it's for love, communicate. I'm not happy. You're losing me. It's okay to say that. And then if that person wants you or wants to still be a part of your life, they're going to work on it. If they don't, they're not. So don't just, like, I feel like the recent breakup that we was reading about with the celebrity thing, they made it look like he was clueless. Somewhere down that line, he had to have seen the signs. And a woman lets you know. If you know women have a distinct ways of letting you know when they're not feeling you. Like, say if it's her car, when y'all lovey-dovey, it's the car. It's our car. Need a tune up. But when y'all mad and y'all relationship drifting, if it's her car, she's gonna say my car. You know what I'm saying? You have to listen to those words, their demeanor, and you can kind of tell when something's not going right in the relationship. Right. But a lot of us tend to ignore those signs because we want to stay in a failing relationship.
Right.
So, that's why, and then I say, okay, 14 years. Was it love? Or was it, like you say, convenience? Was it arranged? Was it, I'm going to stay here to get my money up and get my career? Now that I'm maxed out in my career, I want to relax, and you such a headache. Let me get away from you. 14 years? That's a fucking waste of time, to be honest with you. And if it happened like he didn't know, she deserved to get popped up at the upside of the head.
It was this old lady that I talked to for years ago, and old white lady, cool, and she was telling me, she said that she and her husband slept in separate beds for about 10 years, but they stayed in the relationship until their daughter graduated high school.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So, and I was like, why did you stay in this relationship when it already failed and you saw that it failed? She said that she did it, or they did it. They made the sacrifice for their daughter. Now, I don't know if their daughter was better for it or worse for it.
But that's what the young guy was saying. Brandon that was on here a few months back on the podcast. He was a guest on the podcast, and he said he stayed with his wife knowing that they weren't going to be together, and she was possibly seeing somebody else, but he stayed in a relationship till the kids graduated. Yeah, I just said that's just not something I would choose to do, but many of them do it. So I guess that would be a form of what, love, because they waited until.
Yeah, it's love for the kids. It's not love for each other. It's convenience for them. Let me rephrase that. It's an inconvenience for them because they are not allowing themselves to experience what real love is. They're inconveniencing their lives, putting their lives on hold, putting their happiness on hold, when their children could actually be even happier with seeing them apart, seeing them in a thriving, loving relationship, seeing them happy, seeing them and a prosperous type of movement in their lives rather than staying stagnant. So what you're teaching your child is, yep, you're teaching them to gut it out, do this, do that. But in reality, you're teaching your kids to stay unhappy.
But I think a lot of times men do that selfishly because they don't want another man around their children.
But
So he'll tolerate that woman going out sleeping with John, coming home, taking a shower, and laying on the left side of the bed far away from him. I just can't.
right,
You know.
Do you think that some instances that people just fall out of love and they don't necessarily have to be cheating?
No,
I
don't think there's such a thing as falling out of love, because
No, man.
What is it?
You lost me on that one.
What did it say?
No.
Growing apart? Is it growing
No,
apart?
I don't think it's growing apart. I don't think it's falling out of love. You never had your relationship was never based on love to begin with.
Okay.
So if you
you can fall out of love though. That person could do something or hurt you, and you can just start losing feelings for them. You can love that person to death. They can do one thing to make you hate them. So that's what falling out of love is.
Good. But can't
no,
people,
because if you love someone, you're looking to forgive them. If you're in love with
it depends
someone,
on what they did, bro.
You're looking to repair your relationship at all costs. So what you're saying is there is a contingency on your love for a person, right?
what type of contingency?
Well, I mean, your contingency can be based on anything. If you continue to move this way, I'll love you. But if you step out of line, I won't.
But that's
common sense. Okay, so you telling me you could date somebody, she can go off, y'all get into it several times, y'all having a bad week or two, and she slips off and sleep with a coworker. And because you love her, you forgive her, and you're going to work that relationship out. Is that what you're telling me?
That doesn't mean that I fell out of love with her. That means that she did something against the relationship, and I no longer want to be in the relationship. I can still love her, or I can still be in love with her, but I'm not forgiving her act. You don't have to fall out of love.
The fact that she went off and chose to hurt me. But like I say, I was raised different. Growing up, I was taught to let go. I don't hold on to nothing. And and I live by the motto, all good things come to an end and nothing lasts forever. So I'm looking for that sign to walk away. You know what I'm saying? So once I'm in this zone, we're great. We're good. But if they betray me, especially if I'm invested emotionally and financially in that situation, and they cross me, I treat them just like I do somebody in the street who I loan money to, and they told me they're not going to pay me back.
Right.
My cutoff game is strong. So I can't, because especially if I didn't let people go, or then turn relationships down to be in this, and then you go do this behind my back instead of just saying, hey, this not working. I'm the type that's come to me and say, we not working. It's not gelling. I don't think it's going to work.
Well, why is it so hard for people just to say that?
I don't know. But they don't.
Just being honest.
Just tell me, because I'm going to tell you, I'm not happy. When you do this and that, I don't like that. I'm going to let them know. When you step on my toes, if it hurts, I let you know right then. I don't let you keep stepping on my foot, stepping on my toe, and I don't say nothing, and then it builds up. And then one day you come in and you step on, I pull out a gun, I'm ready to kill you. Right. No, I'm going to let you know. I don't like when you do that. If you continue to do that, that means you saying F what I think, and you're going to do what you want to do.
Right.
And if I don't like it, I know how to get out of it.
Right.
Well, here's the reason that happens. They don't tell a person. It's because Number one, well, in some cases, they really don't want to hurt them. So they feel like if they don't know it, it won't hurt them. I know, but and then in some
Wait a
cases,
minute, hold up.
in some cases, it's still
If they don't know what,
if they don't
know
like you were
what,
saying, like you were saying, the cheating part, that part, or I'm falling out of love with you part, or not
But
falling
Jay,
out of love, but
but
I'm
Jay,
not, yeah,
they gonna get hurt anyway. It's gonna be
but
pain
they don't
in
see
it
it that
anyway.
way.
But to be honest and have an upfront conversation, me and
They
Black
don't
were
see
talking.
it that way.
Me and Black were talking the other day. People that don't know us think we gonna get into a brawl when we talking, because we real passionate when we talk about stuff. But we love each other as brothers.
but when he talk back, he ain't
when
never
we're
near me.
honest,
But go ahead.
But you see what I'm saying. But the honesty, we have uncomfortable conversations, and people, it's like Jay, that people are scared to have uncomfortable conversations about how they feel.
But Jay,
And I just believe
A lot of
But
people
Jay,
are like,
just believe, hey man, we at this junction of the road, man, and I ain't feeling this. We need to do something about this. Or and then you got to be ready for the response. Are you the source of why this person acting the way they are? And you got to be ready for that. And to me, I think that people are not honest in that. So in your experience, why do you think, just dealing with women, why do you think, have you ever been in a position where it was hard for you to tell a woman, hey, I'm done?
not him. Has he been in a position where
Yeah.
a woman didn't
yeah.
tell him and he found out later that she wasn't happy? Because a woman is not going to say shit. With him and I, we'll get tired. We're going to let you know, because that's in our DNA. We're going to let you know what you're doing we don't like. Mm-hmm. But a woman is something about women that's going to hold that in, and they'll make you think everything's cool while they're working on John. Right. They're waiting on John to leave his situation. And soon as John out of his situation, she done gave him helped him get the down payment for the apartment or whatever they finna move in. And she'll ride that shit all the way out until they sign for their apartment. Then she come home acting an ass and they'll say, I'm done. So have a woman, the question to Jay is, has he ever thought things was cool in a relationship and the woman didn't come to him and say, hey, it's not gelling, we not working, this is not working? Well, that's the question.
Well, I cannot honestly say that I've been in a relationship to that extent, and it's because I never cared enough. I never displayed enough concern about the relationship to allow anyone to come to me and say that.
Right. And just in life, period, as overall across the board, is it a particular relationship you were in that you did that?
Yeah, I mean, and
I know one that he was in that was kind of crazy.
Which one is it?
why you even say that, man?
No, I just know one that he was in that was kind of, it was a crazy situation because neither one of us seen that relationship ending the way it did. We thought it was a great relationship, but she wasn't communicating with him, you know?
What relationship was this?
You really want to know? You really want to know?
Give me some clues.
Okay.
Give me some clues.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Be safe. Just be safe.
Okay. But you know, there was
we didn't see that coming.
No.
When she was around him, brother, when they were together, she would put oil on his feet. So I'm like, I did not see that. I'm like, whoa, he got on to something. It made me say, hey, I need to grab something like he got.
Right.
But there were a lot of other circumstances that led to that also that wasn't disclosed. That I didn't even disclose.
Okay, so you did play a part in that.
I played a very nasty part in that.
Okay. I was wondering because I was like, how we didn't see that one. Nobody who knew they were together seen that coming. Everybody was like, "Oh, okay, that's who he with." Oh, okay. You know that it was a support. I hope they work type of thing. And then all of a sudden, that thing when it went left, it went left. Boom.
So do y'all think that women, when we see this blind side thing, do you think it was a culmination of things? Do you think that when women come out the blue and want to leave, do you think it's a culmination of things that
it's never out of the blue.
Women is a build up. It's
never out of the blue.
It's like a build up in women.
Women store things in the back of their head. Right. Men, we forget, and that's the difference in us. Right. You can do something to a woman and piss her off. She's gonna store it, even though y'all move on. Y'all can take trips. Y'all have the best sex in the world. And as soon as she get mad, what you did 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 10 years ago, it comes right back to the front and out her mouth.
Right.
That's how a woman is. We have to think about when she say, "Okay, what I do?" We have to be like, shit, you did something because you ain't perfect. You know, but I can't think of what you done because we move on. And like you say, we never give a damn.
No.
Care enough. Right. But a woman gonna remember everything you done. If you you spoke to an ex and didn't introduce her, and then you say, "Oh, baby, my bad." As soon as you say "my bad," it's stored right there. And then when a situation come up, it's like when your ex, is out of mouth. So a woman remembers. We have to think. So I'll be like, "Hey, you ain't no angel. What I do? I'll be like, "Shit, you did something. I don't know. Let me think." And it may take me 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
But it happens over a period of time. A woman tolerates, she'll mention it. If she loves you in the beginning, she'll mention it. "I don't like this, I didn't like when you did that." So you think it's cool and you say, "Okay, my bad, I'm sorry, I apologize, love you, blah, blah." Then y'all go on, enjoy yourself, like I say, take trips, great sex. But she just stored that in the back of her head as a strike.
Right.
Especially with this social media thing going on, the DMs, the Snapchats, the duos. You can't there's no way to track what they're doing. So with the social media, it makes it easier for them to move on.
So for them to follow out. Do you think she already got a setup when it's a out the blue type thing? And
a lot of them are gonna say, a lot of women love to say, "I'm just tired, it's not about a man." But best believe she done got enough DMs, enough comments, enough compliments in her DM that makes her feel confident enough to tell you it's over. Mm-hmm. She may not want none of them, but they done jocked her enough, they done hyped her up enough, but she feel like, "I don't really need this." And then she's comfortable now to tell you it's over because she feel like she has so many options because of the little pictures she posts, the little videos she posts, and all the likes the guys getting, and then they get in the DM, "You so beautiful. If you ever get single, get at me." But it's some on here that I know personally that's on social media that can vouch when they got out of their relationship to get involved with someone who they thought they was going to be in a relationship with. It didn't quite work that way because he had other loose ends that he wasn't ready to clip.
Right.
And then a lot of them try to come back to the guy that they messed over, who they trusted, who was their protector, who was their provider. Now they want to come back. Mm-hmm. A lot of them take them back. I just can't. So, but it's to each his own. And like I say, that's that convenience. She runs back for convenience. It's not love. That's the convenience part. So you really have to study the mate or the person you're getting involved with these days because a lot of them are getting with you for convenience, whether it's sex, whether it's cause you the dope man and you selling weed, whether it's you think you finna be this little rap star, whether you're a hot DJ, whether you got a good job with 401k. You know, you got to watch who you with and what she brings to the table.
Right.
Well, if I mean, I don't ever see this relationship ending, but if it ever did, I'm finding me somebody with food stamps. That's all I'm saying. Food stamps and Section 8.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest with you,
something to eat.
The way you carry yourself, they'll appreciate you more. Possibility, if that was to ever happen.
Well, that was a joke.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
But really,
I know two on welfare that you know, if that ever happened, I know I already peeked them out for you.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
But like Dee was saying, that women do store these things up, and it's a continuous build up until there's an explosion. And when we were talking about, when you were saying, you know, getting an argument and saying something, I hate you, I'm gonna leave you, blah 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 blah. Anger is like alcohol. Mm-hmm. It makes you say what you really want to say in your sober mind.
I kind of disagree, because I used to be an alcoholic, and I'm a defensive person by nature. So if somebody, a woman that I'm dating, say something to me, my defense is automatically gonna say something to chop her down. It's not necessarily that's how I really feel.
That's a comeback, and plus you're a guy, so
yeah, that's a comeback.
We're talking about women too.
Okay, now a woman may get high or get drunk and speak her mind, but with me coming from every male in my family, every brother alcoholic. So when I do that, it's just a defense mechanism. I can say with your ragged ass hair when I like the hairstyle, but I know she's self-conscious about her hair. So if I know she's self-conscious about her hair, if I know she's self-conscious about her weight, if I know she's self-conscious about her job, I'm gonna shoot for those. But that's not really how I think. It's just that I know that those are your insecurities, and so I'm finna nail you with them. If you say something to me, oh, you this and that and that, oh yeah, but at least I ain't worrying about my hair being this long. I still look good with my hair that long. Your hair that long, you know.
Right.
So at least I got a decent job.
When we're talking about those type of things, those are comeback, defense, you know. But when a woman says, I hate you, I don't like you, you're not a man. Now, we can say that I no longer respect you as a man.
That's
so
different.
We can say that, you know, she's just
that's
saying
different.
that.
I ain't never heard that. That's a different shit. That boy, you made me pause.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When women start saying that, you need to start paying attention.
Yeah.
And then now when you come back, well, you might hate me, but I hate your little ugly nappy hair. You know,
that ain't the same.
No, that ain't the same. She's telling you, she is letting you know that she has some deep-rooted dislike for you.
Dang. That was some deep shit, man.
Right. That's true.
And I'm tired of him with this deep shit stuff. I be trying to just chill. But he be making me shut up and think sometimes. That was deep. Like I said, that had happened, but the fact that the way he said that, I'm imagining if mine would say that, how I would feel. That was deep. Right. So when a woman telling you, you know, I hate you, or I really hate I met you, I really hate this relationship, you have to pay attention to that shit.
Yeah, you need to pay attention to that.
Right.
Because they angry. But then after that, y'all can go off, take a trip to the Bahamas, take a trip to Spain, and she'll screw you like she just met you. But deep down, she said that, so she meant that, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that there was some meaning behind it.
So do you think that's the end of it, or is it why did you say what you said? What did I do to you that I can correct it? Is it would they tell you, or when they say that?
Depends.
Because a lot of times it's like they don't tell you. It's like when they say that to that point, they're tired of you. It's
dude.
No turning
when
point.
he used the word hate,
I hate
me from my psychology background. When he used the word hate, that took a while to build. Because if they once love you and then they go to, you know what, I really hate you, it took a while for it to get to that level. And once it's there, it's pretty much no turning back. When a woman says hate,
right?
Hate. I've heard, I'm beginning to dislike you. I've heard that, Cashel. I'm an asshole. So I've heard that several times. I'm beginning not to like you. Okay. And then I'll say, okay, well, it's me. You know, I'm going to be me. I understand you being you, but when you say this and you say that about me, I don't like that. And if I like her, I'm going to tone that down. But if I don't, I'm going to be like, okay, you know, take it or leave it. But when a woman says, and then like he said, it's the way he said it. See, he broke that down, and I've seen the female saying that the way he broke it down. He said, you know what? I really hate you. Right. And he paused. I really hate you. That was deep, because if a woman says that, you might as well be focusing on getting out of that relationship. You every time you have sex, look at that as that's your last time. Every time y'all do anything, you need to be holding on to the memories while getting your heart together that we're not going to be together. Right. You know, that was deep.
Right. So do you think it's pretty much over with and it's null?
That's a wrap.
Null and void?
That's a wrap. When she say that, no matter what you do, especially if she have possibles or potential guys that she's thinking about being with, if she have a work boyfriend or work husband, you can hang that shit up. Because when she comes out to tell you to your face, you know what? I really hate you. When she say that to your face, she's already comfortable in the place that she is, that she's in with that. If it's the co-worker, like I tell people, they got work boyfriends, work husbands. She's comfortable. And that work boyfriend, work husband is the one who she tells y'all personal shit to. He came home at 3 o'clock. He told me he was gonna be at such that the club closed at 2. He didn't come home to 3:30. And the club ain't but 15 minutes from the house. So yeah, he was with somebody, and then that guy gonna bag it up. That's the work husband. That's the work boyfriend. They know all your business. When you couldn't get it up, when you rocked it to the end of till the sun came up, they know everything. When you fell behind on a bill and you had to call your best friend to send you $300 to pay the bill, that work boyfriend or work husband, they know. So when she comes to you bold enough to say, I'm not happy, you're not quite the man you used to be, the alpha male you used to be, they done found somebody. So that's why I say listen. And then, but women are quick to say, just because I'm saying that don't mean I'm seeing somebody. I'm just tired of this relationship. Yeah, right. Some nigga got in your ear, several, that boosted your confidence up for you to come to here in my face, and I'm gonna say of 3 to 5 years, and all of a sudden say you want out of a relationship. Keep an eye on that shit. They may keep it down low, but in the next 3 to 6 months, you'll see them with somebody. Just pop up or ride by the house. You're gonna see the car sitting in the driveway.
Even in some cases, it can be that she's just really tired. It doesn't have to be someone in her ear.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, but that motivation, I feel like
the motivation,
either a girlfriend.
Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes the motivation can be self-motivated. It doesn't always have to be from an outside source. If
Okay.
that person, if that woman has, or man knows their value, then they can say, I'm done, without having an outside influence.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just wake up in the morning and be like, "Good morning, gorgeous. You too much for this. You too high for this. He's been beating you down for the longest, whether it's physical, emotional, or whatever it may be, whatever the situation is." And they look at themselves and they pull themselves up by their granny panties and walk on out.
But what if it's just a lane? What if it's just somebody that don't make them happy? It started off okay, but now he's not physically, he ain't doing nothing.
That goes back to what Jay said earlier.
He can work, he can make money, but he's not pleasing me.
That goes back to what that relationship where the women say they cheated or they got out of the relationship with a good man, saying that he's a good provider, but they didn't love him. And like I say, I know a guy who went through that, and I hate to hear women say that. Oh, he was a great provider. He provided for me and the children, and me and his stepchild. He was a great provider. I just wasn't happy with him. Well, why didn't you tell him that while he was playing stepdaddy? Why couldn't you tell him that before 5-10 years of his life got wasted with you for you to leave him on the 11th or 12th year? I feel like time you can't get back. And it is a valuable thing to waste. So if we're dating or going together, whatever y'all want to call it, married, and you're not happy, get out of it. Just say, hey, this ain't working. Don't be with me for convenience. And on the cool, I don't when you've been in a 5 to 10 year relationship, it's that starting over. That meeting somebody else, that getting to know them, their smell, their personality, their family, their friends. It's the starting over part. So when that person stay with you that long, and then all of a sudden come out of the blue and just leave without letting you know I'm not happy, I just feel like that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? To just say, I don't think we're gonna make it. And then you done said that. And if that person still want to stay hunky-dory in love with you, with the flower roses floating, jumping through the tulips and the daisies, that's on them, because you told them I'm not happy. I don't think this is gonna work. As a matter of fact, I know this not gonna work. When a woman tell you that, start focusing then on hardening your heart, weaning yourself off of them, and be sitting back waiting on any day for her to say, I can't take this anymore, I'm moving on.
I'm not waiting. But
you what?
Why would I wait? Why would I wait if she's told me this? If there's no way that we can get back on course, why would I wait?
A lot of people wait because they feel like they're going to be able to get back that love that they had when they first met them. It's kind of like a drug. When you smoke your first joint or your first blunt, and you get that high, you think every time you buy a blunt from the same person that you're going to get that same high. So a lot of people prolong those relationships hoping to get back what they had when they got in them. And that's where that time flies. That's where that 2 year, that 3 year go. And you looking back like, now you 7 years in this relationship, and then she comes to you and say, hey, I'm not happy. Or he comes to you and say, I don't think we need to be together. We need to start working on what we're gonna do. We need to split up stuff. We need to, so you be so in love or so wanting the relationship to work
And
that
that's rough.
you tend to stay in that situation a little longer. So my thing is wean yourself off that person.
Right.
If it quits cold turkey, you're gonna always be sitting there wondering what if and blah blah blah.
No, you're not. You don't have to.
Wean yourself off that person before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Wean yourself off of yourself.
You're still only hurting yourself.
Not really.
Yeah.
You hurt yourself when you leave that person.
No.
And then you riding up the road and you make a damn detour just to go by the house to see if another car over there.
It can be the same thing, even if you're talking about winging yourself off of them. So the best thing is for you to have self-respect and move the freak on. And I'm not about to stay. I've been in relationships where I've been walking around the house on pins and needles because I didn't want to upset the apple cart. I was always worried about doing something where we would get in an argument. I'm not going to do that to myself again. And stay in something where I'm uncomfortable each and every day.
So Jay, were you in love with the woman that you was having to struggle with? Were you in love with her and it just
I loved the woman that I was having this struggle with.
Right.
There has only been one woman that I've actually been in love with.
Oh my God.
Right.
Wait, first of all, you can say how you want to say it.
I'm just messing with
what you want to do, but there's only been one woman that I've ever been in love with.
Right.
So you know.
But it was hard, it was difficult. It was difficult.
To walk away?
Yeah.
No. When I made up my mind to walk away, I walked away.
Okay.
It wasn't a difficult decision.
So what is it about people, men, they murder their mates? Where was the breaking point where they just murder their mates if they don't want to be with them?
Well, I can't really speak on that because I don't have that mentality. I have the mentality of
Now, what you think it is? What you think? What do you think the breakdown thing?
Well, what I would assume that it is them feeling like they can't do better. Okay. So there's a low self-esteem. Normally, that relationship was built on something other than love or being in love. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to see that person give what they were receiving and receive what they should have been receiving in that relationship.
Mm-hmm. So every relationship that you've gotten out of, you were comfortable with them moving on and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Even though you say you was in love, even though you'd have been married.
I said I loved them.
Even though you were married. Marriage is a different level. So when you go through divorce, and I'm going to say the first 3 months, how tough is that imagining your ex-wife doing more of what you used to do with you?
Let me say this. So I never cared, even though I got married, I never cared enough. Then
why did you marry?
Because I was trying to replace something that I had lost previously in the relationships after this certain person and I broke up. But prior to that, it was money. Prior to that, it was convenience. So in those situations, so that's why I can speak on that. Those situations were, I didn't feel like I was going to ever fall in love anyway. This person is nice looking. I can build them into what I want them to be and eventually be in love with them. that never happened.
Right, right.
So how long does it take for you to know that that person is really not the one?
You
Roughly,
know,
I know it's different for everybody, but when like when do you know that your fight or what you're trying to get out of this person is not worth the time? When do you just know that?
I mean, you always have a sense of it. It's just when you decide that you're ready to move on, and that person agrees that they're ready to move on. The moment your attention starts turning towards something else,
Something
then
else like what? A
something else
person?
like another person. So you're starting to gravitate towards a person that you see that, well, damn it, if I would have waited a couple of months later and allowed myself to actually see this person, and you have more in common with this person, you're more of a friend with this person, you feel you have these feelings that you've never really experienced with anyone else.
The chemistry.
Huh?
It's the chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry, all of that that should have been. You don't have to make this person. You're not missing those missing things that you were trying to place in this other person. They're already there in the other person. So this person that you have these feelings for, they're already the whole person that you wanted in the first place. So when
but you have history and time with the other one.
What you mean?
You have history and time with the one you're currently with.
Yeah, but
and that makes it harder to.
No, it doesn't make it harder. It doesn't make it harder. When you do not have the whole person, the person that that makes you feel whole and that you feel whole about, it's easy to let that person go that you don't have those feelings for.
Right.
I don't care how many years you've been with them. If you have to make yourself
point, the start over doesn't bother you at all.
I have no issues with starting over.
Yeah, we talking about 10, 15 years, 10 years. You know the family, you know the cousins, you know the grandma.
I've been there.
No, I'm not saying that stay in that relationship because you know that person. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying that you know you gotta leave because you've been disrespected, you've been messed over. You know you got to get out of it. But does that, being that you've been in that relationship 5, 7, 10 years, does it make it even though you know from being a man and who you are that we have to move on, meeting somebody new and going through wondering is it going to end up the same damn way that did, does that make you with the next person?
It doesn't make me cautious. It doesn't make me anything. It makes me understand more of what it is that I need to do to be successful in what I'm seeking. I take from those experiences that I've had, learn from those things, and use it as I move forward. I know I'm not going to try to do this again because that's just going to fall. That's just going to fail. So
you're not emotional. You're not emotional
He's not emotional.
I'm sad and like, man.
No, he's not the emotional type. I'll answer that. He's not really emotional. He shows emotion, but he's not emotional. So with him saying that he can move on easy like that,
right?
After being in a marriage. See, I never, I haven't did a divorce. So I would just think, because I don't play with the marriage thing. So I just feel like if you married somebody and you guys are together, something made you love her enough to marry her, especially if y'all make 5, 7, especially 10 years.
It
You
depends
seem
on
like
what goes on in that time period.
Is what?
It depends on what goes on in that time period. In that 5, 10 years, I could have had 5, 10 other different women during that time frame.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily have to
So
be
it
something
depends
that made
on
you love them enough to
what
marry them.
basically what he's saying. It depends on what that person puts in that relationship within those years that determines how easier it is to get out of it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Because sometimes you could know that that person's not who you want, but you try to stay in it in hopes that they will become who you want them to become. Because
Right.
they tell you that they're willing to work, but when you find out they can't, you have no problem leaving because you told them what you wanted from the jump.
Well, I mean, not even that. But so if you jump into any relationship, and you have to say that I have to build this, or I have to, they're not everything that I want, but you know, they nice, and I'm gonna just kick it with them, and I'm gonna try to make it work. Whenever you have to try to make something work, then it's not gonna work. It's not even worth
Right.
trying.
So don't even waste your time getting serious with that. Is basically
No,
what you said.
don't waste your time getting
Hang
into
out,
that.
hang out, sex, do all
Whatever
that,
you want to do it
still
for, do it for those reasons.
look
Right.
for Miss Right.
Right. Look for
You
Miss
listen what I'm
Miss
saying.
Right,
You
and
hear what
look
he's
for Miss
saying,
Right.
brother? Because we talk
Right.
about this all the time. See what I'm saying, Phantom?
Right.
Yeah. So
You
you can't make someone what
One
you
be
want them to be.
someone who they're
They
not.
have to already be what you want.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Now,
And
now,
it took-
but
yeah.
with that being said, it could be one or two things that you can tweak. But like he's saying, when he said you can't make them be, they really have to be on the same accord.
Right.
Not living the way you live, because every now and then you can tweak them, but they have to be pretty much what you're looking for.
Everything
If she's a club hopper,
gonna be 100%.
right?
It's
They're
never
not
gonna
gonna be 100. If she's a club hopper and you hate club hoppers, she ain't the one that you're gonna get with. You can't tweak that.
Right.
But let's just say she need guidance on the type of people she hang around, or guidance on how she spend money. You may can tweak that a little bit as y'all get into your relationship. But if they set on their ways, majority of the women today, they love saying they're toxic. They love saying they have a mouth, because they've been raising children by themselves. They've been single for so long. It's hard for an alpha male to get with a alpha female and just make it jail. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, especially because she feel like she need to speak her mind 24/7. You feel like you need to have the last word 24/7. So that's gonna be a conflict. So like he said, you're not gonna find 100% of everything you're looking for in a person. But like I say, my main thing is respect. That's my main thing. And I joke and clown all the time. I say, hey, give me number one, respect, and let cat every now and then, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But the respect gotta come first. And a lot of alpha females don't like giving that respect to a male. And that's what I think a lot of the people running into today with these relationships, and they just settling for convenience because they don't really like that person. They're with them because like Jay say, the celebrities, we look good together. Right. Like I said on a previous podcast, we've been together since high school. We got 3 kids, so we might as well stay together. That's not love. I think relationships, like Jay said, if your relationships is based on anything other than I want to be with them, it's gonna be tough for it to actually work.
But how did Pawpaw and Mama stay married for 40 and 50 years?
They didn't have social media. Number one, they didn't have social media. That's number one. They
And
didn't have
number
social
two,
media. Social
and number
media
two,
is
that could have
very
been out of
convenient.
convenience too. All them niggas wasn't in love. I mean, all them people wasn't in love. Y'all can sit up there and think that if you want to. You can sit
It
up
was
there
for
and think that if
convenience.
you want to.
So Papa and my mom just was staying
They
together.
couldn't wait. They couldn't wait till one or the other one died. They was like, God done it. I can't wait till you get out of here. I'm tired of your ass.
You
Right.
gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Right.
That's what our granddaddy used to say all the time, all the time when him and his wife get into it, him and grandma. He say, "You gonna miss me when I'm gone."
So yeah, but yeah, I mean,
And she did. And she jumped.
marriages
And
used
she
to-
didn't
marriages
last.
used to
She didn't last no time after he left. She didn't last no time.
No, she lasted for a while.
Not that long.
Dollar B.
Yeah, she ain't go
She
too
lasted
long.
about 20 years.
No, not 20, man.
Yeah. Go back and
Okay,
check.
I lost. Let me think. I lost time. I don't think it was 20, man.
Nah, it was 20 something.
I'm gonna have to look at that. We'll chat.
But
she wasn't seeing nobody though. She was still in that house and she got sick.
yeah, no, she wasn't seeing nobody. So when you get to that age, I mean, after a while, you done been with somebody so long, you don't even care about being with nobody else.
Right.
When you
right.
in your
She wasn't seeing
70s
nobody.
and 80s,
Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Because
I mean,
no, even though they wasn't the happiest couple, they were the couple. You know what I'm saying? So
they worked
she
well
mad,
together.
but he had so much charisma till couldn't nobody step in that place, man. Couldn't nobody step in that place.
You talking
And
about
that's where he and we get our personality from dad, from pops. And
who is you and I? Who is he and I?
Austin and I, we get our personalities from him. He had fun, he clowned. You know, we didn't, you know, it was like it is what it is. And he was happy. He was happy 24/7, no matter what. All we see is that gold tooth, that what was it, that crown type gold tooth, and he just laughed. He was happy. Right. He was happy. So, but yeah, like he said, we can say that they were happy, but now when we look at it, they really wasn't happy, but they had respect for each other, and it wasn't social media.
Well, you know, actually, Daddy, he bought a house for a woman right across the street.
Right across the street. I know.
Right across the street from where.
But she didn't know till later.
Yeah, didn't nobody know till later. And I mean, I hate to be putting business out there, but it is what it is. Everybody dead. Right. So
he had a baby on her, and he was of age, like 60. But you know.
Well, so y'all got an uncle out there somewhere?
Yeah, a little uncle.
Right, a little uncle.
Yeah,
like y'all age or young?
He young. And I joked with him about it years before he passed. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay. You know, but he didn't deny. He just said he didn't know what I was talking about. But if I tell him that he did something, he'll curse me out. But he told me, I don't know what you're talking about. I left it alone.
But I mean, but so you know, a lot of those relationships back in the day, you know, people was like, oh, they lasted, they stayed together until one of them died or they died or whatever. But a lot of times that was for convenience. That was a lot of times it was women couldn't survive back then because they didn't have the opportunities that the women have today. So they stayed in a relationship.
Now
they took whatever it was that Paw put out.
So do you think that love can, do you think that when people stay together that long, do you think that infidelity was in those relationships and they just forgave each other for the sake of the family? Do you think that
he was a damn fool? I mean, but like Jay say, a lot of men don't care, but image, being that I'm in entertainment, image is everything. I can't be with no woman that's out there screwing everybody. I just can't, because people look for a reason to find something, find a flaw in what I do anyway. So for them to say, oh yeah, I can hit his girl, or yeah, my partner beat her down last night. I can't be with her. So I turn a lot of females down, a lot of women down, get in their life for a brief moment and dip out because I can't go through I can't go through that.
Hey, you heard what Pac told. You heard what Pac told Biggie.
What he told?
I effed your wife.
Yeah, Biggie didn't give a damn either. But on the same note, it's just that you can't. I just can't have that. I can't have it, and a lot of women didn't get involved with me because of that. I come with strict rules. You can't be doing this. You ain't finna be hanging there. You ain't finna be doing this, and you can't be going over there. And why he over there? And why he in your face? They like, man, I ain't finna talk to you. You got too much going on. I'm just over here trying to enjoy myself. Well, hell, it's haters over there that don't like me, so you can't go over there.
Right.
And I had no problem with them leaving. I'm like, cool, shit, because I'm not gonna be disrespected, and I'm not gonna have no lame thinking that he got one or two up on me. So that's an egotistical thing, but that's just me. So that was my problem with the dating scene. I can't have no woman that's loose that done screwed everybody because I'm popular as hell, and I can't do that. So no. But that's like I said, that's just me. It's just certain things I can't do. So when you say do long-term infidelity, she out the door. It's just a wrap. And like I said, I'll go in the bathroom, wake up every morning and cry for 3 hours and then get dressed and go to work or start my day before I tolerate disrespect and infidelity in anything I'm doing. Because when I'm with you, I'm gonna give 1,001%. 1,001%. So if you betray me and I'm giving 1,001%, then I'm like, Jay, I got no problem leaving you alone. I'll jump out that mother and I help you get on your feet for about 3 months. That's just how I am. Because I don't want you to say I dogged you out. You dogged me. But I'm gonna help you get on your feet for 3 months unless I see you got somebody that's coming by the house wherever you trying to live. I ride by there and I see a box Chevy or something sitting over there. Now he got to take care of you. But if you just trying to get on your feet, you with moms, or you trying to get your place or whatever, I'm gonna help for about 3 months. And then after that 3rd month, and then their electric don't get paid, their water get cut off. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I give you 3 months to try to get on your feet till I see you with somebody. Same way I am with a female that got a guy staying with her. I ain't finna help more of y'all. Let that joker you laying up with and smoking them blacks with and doing whatever, let him get out here. I let him pay for somebody to mow this yard. When I mow mine, I'm not mowing yours.
Right.
And that's just how I do. So no, it ain't no infidelity playing a part of that. If the guy know infidelity is in it and he's staying in it, it got to be stability on his side. I don't know, Jay. Why, Austin? Why do you think a guy would even stay with a woman that he knows disloyal, untrue, and screwing over him? And why? He don't know his worth.
That he don't know his worth. Low self-esteem. There's he's in it for convenience. He doesn't care about her. He cares about what he's receiving in the relationship. Mm-hmm. So if you care about your woman or you care about your man, then you are going to feel some kind of way if they go outside of your relationship. Unless there is something else, unless you don't care, and there's something else that's driving you to stay there in that relationship. Anytime your girl can come home and you know she done been out with some other dude, you smelling peanuts on her breath, you see semen in her underwear, You know what I'm saying? That ain't yours. Then
Well,
how can you deal with that?
Oh Lord.
I'm just saying.
It's hell out there now, bro.
There's hell out there, man. There's hell out there.
And I was
man.
on the phone with somebody earlier today,
That's real.
and they said they wouldn't want to be trying to date in this new society.
It's hard,
With
man.
the social
I'm
media,
telling you.
with the it was like I wouldn't want to date. And this lady though, she was like, I think she said she was 65, bench pressing 70, 60 something. But she was like, she couldn't date. She wouldn't want to be out here trying to date being 30 up with what's going on today in the dating world. She was like, I couldn't handle it. Because if you had trust issues before social media, imagine what that brother with them trust issues going through now.
Right. Well, Boosie was saying because he go next episode of Drink Champs, and he said social media done messed up everything. He said, man, it was a time where you just went, your girl, she dealt with you, and when she went to work, she dealt with the dudes on the job, whatever she had on the job. But now they got 30, 40 men and men lined up in their DM from all over they got a plethora of men that they can look at now. And men do too. In the reverse, that men do too. So it's hard maintaining a relationship, and it's hard meeting people that really want a solid relationship. You got to dig and put in some work, because people so caught up, especially a woman to think that these men is in their DM, but they want some sex. They ain't trying to look for nothing serious, because if a man that really was at you, he wouldn't come and you just approach you in your DM. He gonna want to take you out, whatever. But you know, that's what makes it difficult to find somebody decent, because women have so many men hitting at them from my vantage point, and you got the men
hitting at them for sex.
Yeah, hitting at them for sex, but they're not looking at it. They looking at it as they want me. They want you for sex. They don't necessarily want you in a relationship. So now you got your body count up. You've been ran through. And when that happens at the end of it, you really can't find nobody solid, because you know you indulge in that type of life. You know what I'm saying?
So all that depends on the caliber of woman that you have. So
what you mean? So you cool with a woman with a super high body count, long as she
no. So what I'm saying is, if you have a woman that's fine, looks nice, whatever. In some cases, your girl can be ugly and fine. People still gonna shoot up.
Right.
They're still gonna shoot up. Yeah, so if your woman is the type of woman that loves that type of attention and draws from that and
you in trouble,
leans towards that, then that's when you have issues. But if you have a woman that is confident in who she is and don't need all that other attention, and then she can brush that off, dude, I got somebody, man, I'm happy, appreciate it. Yep, I know I look good. Thank you very much. Have a great day. You know, they can get a drink sent over to them. Hey, they send that drink right back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So depending on what type of woman that you have,
right,
then you know, it don't matter if the dude got way more money than you, he taller than you, got more hair than you, more muscles than you. If that woman is in love with you, she's in love with you for who you are and not for what people see you as,
right?
But what she sees you as. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the same thing for the man. I don't care how fine another woman is, or how great she looks. If you're in love with your woman, you can look at that woman and say, and go right home to your wife and be done with it.
Right.
And like I said on the last podcast, I don't even see none. I really didn't know it was other women out here until they say something to me in the store or something. Other than that, I don't see them.
Right. Right.
Well, I
right,
see them, but none of them compare to my woman. So
Right. I
You
got
know,
you.
it's like they don't exist. I guess I'm just blind or something. 'Cause I don't see them. I don't know. But
Hey, fella,
I mean,
we gonna get ready to land this plane. Having some issues with this internet, and just for the quality's sake, I want to keep it, as solid as possible. We got any closing remarks? Just dealing on the relationship. Jay.
well, if you're really looking for something that's real, then first of all, you have to be real, and realness will find you. You have to be able to deal with some of the riffraff in order to get where you want to be and who you want to be with. So don't just accept any and everything. You be specific about what you're looking for,
Right.
and what you want, and you tell them your non-negotiables. You let them know that you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, you're not standing for this, and you're not standing for that, and you uphold your standards to what you want in a person.
Right.
And the big thing is, again, when you find that person, then you have to be able to communicate.
Right.
And if your relationship is built on, if they can't take what you say to them when you're being open and honest in your communication, then that still might not be the one for you.
right.
Because
that's me now. I say I believe in us saying what we want to say. I no more holding in. I mean, once you've been together for so long, you should be able to say whatever you want to say.
Right.
And like he said, they should be willing to listen and accept that. And if they can't, maybe,
Yeah. So if your best friend, that person has to be your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to take yourself out of I'm your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, whatever it is role, and be their best friend and listen to them as they vent to you about you. Then you have to be able to see what they're saying, understand what they're saying, and respect what they're saying in the role that you're in, and allow them to do the same, to speak to you and you speak to them, and y'all get an understanding between each other to identify what the issue is and come to a resolution.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So, but in my end statement, all I'm trying to say is find someone that you see as whole and they see you as whole, and you don't have to build anything. You don't have to build a person, because you're already with the person that you want.
For sure. Copy that.
And then my thing is
take us home. Go
communication. Communication. All that staying together for 5, 10 plus years and you're not happy, you need to communicate. And then if that person that you're with, those years still going on, you need to say, hey, I'm serious. I'm not really feeling us. Let that person know. Stop being in it until you find somebody, and then you cut them loose, and then 2 weeks later he see you with somebody else or she see you with somebody else. Just keep it open and honest. Keep it transparent. Hey, it's not working. I'm not happy. You told them. If they still want to be a fool, buying $300-$400 flowers, going on trips, still treating you like that, and while y'all on the trips, you texting and calling the guy that you really want to be, that you think you want to be with, it's that communication, because you can't get time back. And when you've been in a relationship 5+ years and you can't be open and honest with the person you're with, it's something wrong right there.
Right.
So people need to start being more open and honest in relationship, because when you're 35, I'm gonna say when you 30 plus, 35, 30 plus, you ain't got time to be wasting no 10, 15 plus years with somebody and they not happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That time is gone. And I know a woman who used to be wanting to burn somebody's house down that been with them 2-3 years, and she feel like her time was wasted. She want to burn up cars and put gasoline on cars and burn them because her time, her little 4 years was wasted. And so I'm like, time you can't get back.
Right.
So people just need to start being more open and honest. If you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna make it. Just say, hey, I'm not happy. This not for me. You know, you a good person. We cool. I just don't see us long term. There's nothing wrong with being open and honest. It's when you sneaking and lying that when you asked Austin earlier, what make men kill them women? It's stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe he gave his last to her and stepchildren, and then she comes around with somebody, you know, and he snapped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I gave my last, and now she with this clan. You know what I'm saying? So people just need to be open and honest. And like Jay say, find you somebody who is more your type.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the bottom line on the I just say be open and honest, and that all that convenience. I'm just with them for convenience. Let him know if they with you for convenience. That's that person who say my car,
Right. Right.
my house, my this, my that. That person with you for convenience.
Right.
She not with you for love, because love don't see no my. If y'all together, it's ours are the house, the car.
Right.
You know, it's gonna be a moment when you say my house, but it's not no regular conversation. When you showing ownership, like I was explaining to the lady the other day, and when a man say they don't want another man in his car, I don't want no man in my car. Even though that's y'all car, you and the wife's car, you and the girl, I'm gonna say wife because you shouldn't be getting the vehicle with a female or male you're not married to. If they say my car, he's putting emphasis on male domination. Ain't no man gonna be sitting in my car. But when he's talking to his cousins or friends or something, yeah, our car need to tune up too. Yeah, our car did that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we had a car that did that. But when he being specific about another guy or woman being specific about possession, ain't no woman gonna be sitting up in my house. So there's a difference than that woman saying this my house, or that man saying this my house. But when they say ain't no woman gonna be sitting in my house, and the guy say ain't no man gonna be sitting in my house, that's just showing, you know, ownership as a man saying another man, or a woman saying another woman not gonna sit in the house. So you watch the signs. The bottom line is watch them signs. That you get the signs when that person not for you.
Right.
You get the signs. We got to stop ignoring the signs and just toughen up, like Austin said, and just take it and move on. That he says easy, but a lot of people find that hard to do. But when a person don't like you or tell you they hate you, it should be easy to do. I felt them on that. But yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. People just need to be more open and honest. That's all I'm saying. Just speak your mind, and because time you can't get back, and people dying left and right. And if I could let somebody go and they be happy, or they let me go, vice versa, I'd rather that happen than you wake up one day and they tell you, well, I don't want to be in it no more. And then you see them, you know, like Jay said, even if they don't have nobody, they don't want to be in it no more. Let that person know. And that's my closing statement. Communication, open your mouth, let them know. But we out.
And go ahead.
My mix, I'm dropping another mix Saturday. So another grown folk trail ride thing. I'm also gonna get your throwback back in the day blues. It's coming too, with all your little Marvin Ceases and all the guys from back in the day. But Tyrone Davis, so that's coming. But they've been pressuring me to drop this grown folk trail ride R&B part 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably drop it Saturday around noon. I'm probably gonna tease you with the cover Friday, and I'll drop it Saturday. But he got some things on there, and it's gonna be competing with the previous one. But yeah, I got that coming. So, and then I'm also getting ready to post the 50th birthday party. Shout out to Deborah Robinson that I did in Florida. I'm gonna post some things on that on my page. It's been a busy week, so that's coming.
All right, y'all. That's a big wrap. First of all, we want to apologize. They're doing some work where I'm at, so it's the location is kind of choppy. So we're going to kind of land the plane a little early. We appreciate y'all, those that participated. Miss Flower, thank you for your comments. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that came and made comments in the chat and made comments on the wall. So we spoke on it and we speak on it. And what we doing, Black?
Shit, it's happening. So we might as well speak on it. You gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Copy that.
We out.